Hero. I don't know how many people are gonna see this or care. I hope it's a lot because I care about this. I think this is important. I care about things. Um, what's going on is Pokemon is doing their illustration contest for the trading card game, which is something they've been doing for the last couple of years now. And I mean, I won't. I mean, if you don't know how it works, just look it up. But basically, they're in the secondary phase of this, where a bunch of people submitted some stuff, and then I guess every illustration was judged, and they have the top 300 available to look at for your viewing pleasure, I suppose. And I'll admit, I have not actually looked around at all of them. I like that they're doing Absol this year. Absol is a very, very cool one. Ooh, I'm already seeing a lot of these that I quite like. But what's drawing a lot of controversy is that there is someone who is not only legit broken the rules, because apparently you're only allowed to have up to 3 submissions for this, and this person it looks like they went with a secondary name so that they can have more submissions, but it also looks like they've submitted some AI art. And I want to do this because I want to actually look at these and explain why they're AI, because I feel like a lot of people get the sense where they just look at something and they think it's AI, but there's not a lot of people breaking down AI art. Why do I not only feel but just outright know that this is an AI image? And I kind of want to do that, and I want to look at this person's illustrations provided by Twitter user Rachy Beep, I guess that's their name. Sorry if that's not right, but yeah, they're the ones who have pointed this out. So thanks to them, and they provided the actual images. So yeah, I want to look at this because it's so easy to just look at something and think, oh, this must be AI, but it's how and why is it AI? The first thing that immediately jumped out to me with this Eevee pick is the comically massive right ear right here. It's just so insanely long that at least so long compared to the one on the left. These do not look evenly shaped whatsoever, evenly sized. In fact, now that I think about it, the one on the left looks significantly wider. Now, an easy way of determining whether or not it's AI is just finding really obvious mistakes and inconsistencies. And the main one that stands out is the fact that one of its ears is sticking up out of the water, while the other one kind of looks like it's bending back because of the water. So that just makes no sense. It almost looks like there is some kind of wave beneath the actual surface. The wave shape doesn't really make any sense. And also, I didn't notice this. I kind of glanced at these at first and then started recording, but I'm now noticing that Eevee has this absolutely ridiculously long tail that is stretching out of the frame, which if you don't know what an Eevee looks like, let's just pull it up for comparison. It's not It doesn't have that long of a tail, or even that long of ears. I mean, I'm not gonna get mad at it's all up into interpretation. It's not like everything has to be perfectly biologically correct. It's a fictional creature. This isn't going to be oh, here's why this is wrong about Eevee. It's just the inconsistencies within the image. And although I guess if it is an egregious example like this super long tail, then I guess that would be worth pointing out. But yeah, it's really the ears that kind of gave it away for me, that just made me think there's something wrong with this. Also, over here, the love disc, there are 2 love discs that kind of look like they're blended together, although I could maybe say benefit of the doubt, maybe it's just drawn like that, without an outline. So I guess I wouldn't be too mad about that, even though they kind of look like they have outlines. I don't know, whatever. It's a background detail. Maybe they didn't put too much thought into it. Although I would say it's something that I hope someone would put thought into, because this is an illustration submitted for a contest, and I would like to believe that the judges would be able to judge these things. I mean, granted, sure, there were thousands of submissions, but I mean, it's still kind of an honor for people to get into the top 300 for consideration. You would think that there would be a pretty high standard of judging here. Yeah. Also, it's kind of weird. I kind of feel like there's a surface to the water beneath, like at the bottom. Like this is only a 3 foot pool of water, even though it's got like plants and some kind of aquatic life in here, which is a little bit weird. The entire landscape, it doesn't really make sense, but I don't know. Again, you could say like artistic interpretation, maybe not too much thought into it. I don't know, but it's just one of those things that adds up. Lots of little things can add up to really show why something's AI. And by the way, kind of a nerdy thing right here. The Vaporeon right here was a huge, big, like, red flag to me, because that is very, very similar to the Vaporeon VMAX alternate art. The little pose right there. I mean, look at this. Like, look at the way it's swimming in this image. Ah. So you look at that, and then... I mean, it's not, like, too similar, but rotated. Basically, what I'm saying is, this person probably took this image of Vaporeon and used that as a reference for this little detail right here. That's what I believe, anyway. I could be wrong, but it just kind of stood out to me. Also, there's like a... What is this in the back? This like green thing? Is that like some kind of underwater plant, or is that a tree? Actually, now that I think about it, how are there trees right here, even though there's nothing in the water here? So, same with the other side. So yeah, so the actual again, the environment in this image makes absolutely no logical sense whatsoever. Even if this wasn't AI, like, these things should still be considered. Like, again, this is for a contest. There should be a really high standard here. I mean, if the image, if it was just a matter of drawing Eevee in a cute way, then it's like, I guess mission accomplished there. But again, a lot of the details in this image are just outright wrong, and that's why, you know, it's bad either way that this got into the top 300. Even if it wasn't AI, I feel like a lot of these criticisms would still be valid. Why are there like random... These look like air bubbles, essentially, that you would see underwater, but instead they're above the air. It's a total mess. Like, how did the judges not see this, frankly? Here's this other one. Here's another Eevee image. And I'll be real with you. If it was just a matter of, like, Eevee, like, on a snowy mountain, there actually wouldn't be too much to give this away. Like, at first, when I saw this, I'm like, I can't really pull too many red flags from this one. It's simple looking enough where, you know, I can't really do much with it. But then you consider, why are the mountains on fire? Why is there like a solar storm occurring behind Eevee? Like, it's supposed to be an aurora, but there's like all these crazy lens flares or whatever the fuck is going on in the background, right? Like, what is happening in this image? Again, why was this image even considered? Because the background in here is just totally not right whatsoever. I also get the feeling that this is supposed to be a crisp wintry evening, but there's no snow on the trees whatsoever, even though it looks like some of these trees reach some of the similar elevation that these mountains achieve. You know, you've got like snowy mountains in the back at like this elevation, but, you know, just going horizontally, these trees seemingly at the same elevation, no snow whatsoever. Interesting. Again, artistic interpretation perhaps, but yeah, inconsistencies like that, again, pretty big dead giveaways from that. Also, it kind of looks like Eevee's eyes are reflecting something green, even though there's not a whole lot of... I mean, there's green like here, I guess. I guess you could make this make sense, I guess, but it's just it's strange. It is kind of strange. That was maybe the less obvious one. But then there's this one. And this one, I'm once again going to point out the actual features of Eevee. Mainly the ears. The way the ears are drawn, just they just don't look right. This one looks way bigger than the other one. The way the inside shapes are drawn is super inconsistent. It's like, why would they be drawn like that? And admittedly, not a whole lot that would stand out here either, because it's just like, you know, I guess kind of generic Sakura tree background. Although there's some kind of weird spark right here. I'm not sure what's going on right here. Yeah, but I don't know if there's too much I can glean from this one, I guess. But it just doesn't look that interesting, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. There were better examples, though. Here's yet another Eevee image, all right? Here's another one where what is with this, like, we saw Eevee earlier. I mean, it's got, like, kind of, spiky fur on top of its head. Actually, this is a pretty big giveaway right here. Why is there, like, some kind of curly tuft right here on that last one? Not entirely sure. But also, let's go back to the new one that we were looking at. It's just kind of like what's going on the top of its head right here. And also, there are like these tufts of fur by its ears or behind its ear. I'm not entirely sure, because on the right ear, it looks like the tuft of fur is like behind its head, essentially behind, this, whatever this is on the top of its head. But then the one on the other side is essentially attached to its head, like it's on the corner, like it's right below the ear. Just no consistency whatsoever biologically. Doesn't make any sense. Once again, looks like it has an absolutely comically massive tail. I don't know. Random Vaporeon for some reason. The depth perception really threw me off on this one, because it kind of looks like the rock is right next to Eevee, essentially. Like it's not in the back at all. It's just right, in the foreground, essentially. But also the way Vaporeon is drawn looks super small on top of this rock. Not really sure what's going on here. It kind of looks like there are all these trees with these flowers here, or they're like right next to the camera or something. But how does that make sense when the water is flowing out and out of frame? Where exactly are these flowers coming from? How are they in the water like this? I don't get it. And then there are a couple of Pikachu entries. And I think this one was like the most obvious, like, what in the hell is even going on in here? It just looks like weird. Like all of its limbs are just terrible. It looks like it's both sitting down and standing up at the same time. I don't know how you accomplish that, but that's just a massive biological fail right there. If it's sitting down directly in front of the camera, but for some reason you can see the stripes on its back as if it's twisting its back around, even though I don't really think it is. It's just like I get they may have wanted it to be like Chonkachu, they wanted it to be like fat Pikachu right here, but it's just not right. Its arms are just like so ridiculously short and stubby, and again the legs, the little feet. It's just like it doesn't work at all. In fact, actually, it almost looks like it has a third leg. Hang on, and I don't mean this as like an inappropriate joke. I mean like literally below the left leg right here, you can kind of see almost like here's its booty right here, and then it kind of looks like it's going down as if that's its foot right there, even though this is also its foot. Make it make sense. I don't know. I mean, I guess it was nice of them to try and have a reflection of sorts to add that little detail. Not sure what this is. Not sure where this is coming from. But then where does this flower come from? This flower I actually deadass thought was part of the reflection and would be something like above Pikachu, but it's like it looks like it's under the water. It kind of has this hazy, kind of foggy look to it, kind of like, the rest of the water on this image. Is this plant in the water or above it? It kind of looks like it's going into the water, but how would that be possible? It kind of looks like it's raining, but like 6 raindrops specifically onto Pikachu. It kind of looks like it might be splashing this water, which is where these little water droplets would come from, but like how is it splashing the water with those little tiny stubby arms right there? How did this image get through the judging process? Like, how was this even approved? Again, it's like, I'm just looking at this for 2 minutes and I'm seeing all this stuff. What is this thing right here? What is this shiny, sparkly mushroom looking thing? How was that there? That's not how mushrooms work. Were they trying to draw a tiny little parasect right there? Makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. And then there's this one, which I actually haven't seen this one, so let me see if I can just think of it on the fly. I don't know if there's anything that really gives it away as an AI thing on Pikachu. The background definitely though. This is like, I mean, honestly, when you try to AI generate a whole bunch of people in a crowd, this is like literally what happens. They just become all these indescribable blobs. Like once you get into the corner of the image, like the right corner right here, like what is this? What even is this? This is just like like all of this weird blurring where the details just become completely obscure. Like that's literally indicative of AI. That is an actual thing that you just see with a lot of AI images. It's like at some point the generation just gives up and just says fuck it with the details like this. You know, it's all like why is it so weirdly smeared? And it doesn't even make sense because it looks like Pikachu standing on some kind of platform, but it almost looks like the platform kind of just extends into the crowd right here. It's almost like Pikachu's attacking on this platform that's like right in front of the audience on this side. Although on the other side, it's made to look a little more distant. It's also like things are breaking off over here. It's like standing over something. Like what is Pikachu even doing? Where is it? It looks like it's standing right on the ledge, but like what would it be fighting if it's trying to do this kind of attack? What's going on at the top? Why is the whole like arena that it's in so uneven? It doesn't even look like it's perfectly round, like an oval or a circle. It's like jagged at the top and has this like weird bend. It's absolutely bizarre. Nothing about the background makes sense whatsoever. So there's that. I also will say, although I won't necessarily die on this hill, it does kind of bother me the way its right arm kind of looks. It just kind of doesn't look like it's really attached to anything. Almost like it was just kind of stapled on a little bit later. But again, or actually, wait, what is this? I just now noticed this. It's got a little tiny footsie right here. That's its little itty bitty foot right there from the previous image. Actually, in the previous image, its feet looked relatively normal. I've never really thought about what Pikachu's feet are supposed to look like, so I guess I, again, won't die on this hill. But that is a really tiny foot for what looks like a pretty big strapping lad right there. Just a little bit weird. Is that it? Or is that? I think we looked at all 6 of these. Yeah, I think we looked at all 6 of Vegan K. Their Pokemon little illustrations. Hopefully none of these get selected as actual Pokemon cards, because that would be kind of embarrassing and a really bad look for the entire brand. In fact, I already think it's kind of a bad look for the brand if these images got through the selection process and are now considered to be in the top 300 of all the submissions, whereas this one didn't. Dude, we need like pixel art cards. This is so beautiful. Taco. Wonder if they're a big Ninomai Enonis fan. Great illustration right here. I haven't really looked at a whole bunch, but I love that. I love this. This one, like the 90s CG era for alligator with the fork and knife. That's just like such an awesome interpretation. I love that a lot. Really cool right there. Oh, look at this cute Bidoof. Aww. Oh, that's such a cute Bidoof. I haven't really looked at okay, that was okay. I love that Twitter gave me the 3 things that I was actually trying to look for, and then it just like became porn right there. Anyway, I think that's all I've got for this. AI art bad. Hopefully, maybe this might have taught you something. If my little rambling on why these images are bad, if that might have helped anybody see why AI art, or see how AI art could be identified, and hopefully Pokemon TCG gets its shit together so that this doesn't happen in the future, because a lot of great artists who work really hard and deserve more recognition could have gotten a spot in the top 300 as opposed to this absolute hack fraud who didn't even make good looking AI images. How dare they? I had to ramble on for 20 minutes because I was so mad about it. And for that, they deserve maybe not death, but at least public humiliation would be nice. I think that's a little bit fair. All right, that's it. So, yeah. Goodbye.